Reviving the all-arounder. It has come to an end, guys. But first, let me thank you all for enjoying this ride with me. Well, I don't know if you enjoyed it, but I sure hope that you have enjoyed it. I definitely have, and I can definitely tell that the all-arounder has revived. I am super happy with my progress. Like, even before the competition, my goal was reached. I was talking with my coach, and we were talking like, even if I fail my competition completely and screw everything up, then my goal is still reached. My goal was actually to have an all-round program again, and I did that even before the competition. Like, I booked so much progress just in the last few weeks that the competition wasn't even that important anymore. The important part was that I have an all-round program again. So that's just one thing that I wanted to throw out first. But now let's get into my routines. We started off on floor, and floor I had the best routine of my life, honestly. First pass was pretty good. I went a little bit over because I was a little bit too enthusiastic. Then my second pass was pretty good too. And the kicker was that the third pass was alright this time. It's the first time in a routine actually that this pass was actually very good. So that was very nice. Only the rollout was a little bit choppy again. I rolled out pretty nice, only then my feet slipped away. So I kind of had to dip under and just make something out of it. But the rest of the routine was very nice too. I had a little bit of a hop with a 2.5 punch half, but that's alright. And I almost stuck my triple twist, so I was super happy with that routine. And I even scored a 14.75. That's the highest I've ever gotten on floor. So right off the bat we started with a great score, and then I was so pumped for the rest of the competition. But then came pommel horse, and I was super nervous for pommel horse. I was like, oh man, if I screw this up with this and that and blah blah blah. I was just so nervous, and especially on pommel horse, things get just really tricky if you are nervous. Everything starts shaking and you get out of balance and stuff, so that wasn't really that good. But I did manage to get through the routine. It was a little bit choppy, a little bit not very clean, but we got through the routine. And then I screwed up the dismount. Oh man, dismount didn't count, so I don't know if they deducted me with a fall, but if they did, then there will be 1 point off on my E score, and then also 5/10 for the group that I missed. I missed the dismount group then, and then also 4/10 because I didn't do the dismount, so that's almost 2 points. But we still got a 11.45. Don't get me wrong, it's not a good score, but we managed to like save ourselves kinda and keep us in the competition. But then we get to rings, and my mood was still very good after pommel horse because I was happy because I hit the routine. And on rings I had a pretty good routine too, only the planche, it dipped a little bit, so it wasn't as good as usually in the training, but the giant was very nice, the guksuki was very nice. Oh, actually in my guksuki, the ring, there was something with the rings. They didn't want to really turn the way that I wanted to turn them, so it kind of got stuck. I was like super scared that I would break my arm. I was like, yep, this is it guys, there goes my ring routine, there goes my arm, there goes everything. But then I got under it, and my arm was still on the ring and I was still doing fine. So I was like, oh, I was just hanging there, and my heart was beating super fast because I was literally thinking that my arm would break and stuff, but I was still hanging, I was still kicking. Then I continued my routine. The Yamawaki Yonason were pretty nice, and I didn't get a huge swing out of that, so that was pretty cool. Press to handstand and actually stuck the double this one. That was so awesome, man. I never stuck it ever basically, but now I freaking stuck it and it was high as shit and it was awesome. And I actually got a 13.5. I was very happy with that. I think it's actually the highest score that I've ever gotten on rings. And then I was pumped for the vault, and vault was crazy, man. Like, I don't know how I hit it. If you look at it, the position that I was on the springboard, it was super bad. Like, normally if I jump on that part of the springboard, then I'm just screwed basically. But now I kind of felt that I wasn't really good on the springboard, but I still had a lot of power and could actually manage to do the 2.5 twist. So that was freaking awesome, and Even my coach, like the day before in the podium training and in the warm-up, he was like, if it doesn't feel good, then just do a double twist. But warm-ups felt very good, like the one touch before you do the competition vault. So that felt very good. So then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for it, man. And even with that bad springboard thing, then I still managed to do the 2.5 twists. So after that I was super stoked, man. Like, energy was through the fucking roof. And with this vault I managed to get a 14.6. After vault, a lot of the pressure kind of fell off of me, because I've done my pommel horse routine, I've done my rings routine, and I've done my 2.5 twist on vault. So those were 3 things that I was a little bit scared for. But yeah, then the pressure got off me a little bit, and that is very nice for P-bars, because on P-bars, if you have a little bit too much pressure, then your hands get super shaky, and everything in support is just very, like, not really responsive, or over responsive, I guess. Can't really explain it. I wasn't really that pressured on P-bars. The pitch went very fast to handstand. Only the Hanma was a little bit too slow for my liking, went a little bit with bent arms. But it still got to the handstand, which is pretty okay. Then the Moi was also pretty good, only I didn't hold the handstand, so that's probably a little bit of deduction. I didn't hold that handstand, and I also didn't hold the handstand after the press to handstand. So those were a little bit of deductions. And then I got my dismount on my feet, so I was also very happy with that. With this routine I scored a 13.1. So that is also the highest score that I've ever gotten on P-bars. So there we have already 4 apparatuses that I have scored the most ever. So we got it on floor, rings, vault, and P-bars. Only on high bar I didn't get the highest score ever, because I fell with my catch-F, man. That sucked. The rest of the routine was pretty good. Yamamaki was nice. The endo to max grip was also a little bit earlier than normal, so that gives me less deduction than normal. Only the tack half was a little bit over. Normally I connect the catch-up with the tack half. With the podium training and with the warm-up, my catch-up stayed a little bit too close. So then in my routine I tried to give it a little bit more power, but it was just a little bit too much, so that kind of sucked. But after that fall, I was like, oh man, I really gotta fight for every tenth, because I wanted to score 80 points very badly. So I went up again and pretty much nailed the rest of the routine. Stallers were a little bit over, but it was still pretty okay. The normal stoop was very nice, and I stuck the dismount. So after that I was super nervous for my score, because I really wanted to score 80 points, and then I got my score and it was 12.6. And that exactly brought me to 80 points. It's the first time that I've gotten 80 points. 80 points is just that little goal that every gymnast has at one point. But yeah, that was the competition, and I was very happy with the competition. I have trained so hard for this, and everything just came out pretty much, and I was through the roof basically. It was awesome. And I also got 7th place, so that was pretty nice too. And what we're gonna do next is, I don't really know. And what we're gonna do next is just train a lot of new elements again, increase my D scores on every apparatus, and then just kill pretty much next season. And we also have Bundesliga season coming up, so that's pretty nice too. I really wanted to show you guys a lot more of those competitions, because those competitions are just super fun. But we will get to that in another video, and I just want to really thank you guys for watching every episode and supporting me in this journey. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.